Hello, users, and welcome back to Above It All, your favorite internet show from your favorite internet show person. That's me. Anyway, so this happened last night and this morning. So last night when I went to bed, I saw reports that the East Precinct in Seattle was being abandoned. They took everything of value out, they boarded it up, and they basically said, all right, there's nothing we can do here. Now, I assume that they were doing that with the intent to have protesters set it on fire and then talk about how, like, there's chaos and civil unrest. But you know what they did instead? What they did was they created an autonomous zone around the police department. And if you don't know what an autonomous zone is, an autonomous zone essentially means we do not live in the United States of America. We live in our own, call it a country. The thing about it is a zone. It's not a state. There is no government. It is an autonomous zone, meaning it operates by itself, from itself, and within itself. Okay, and I'm really this just makes me want to come. When I see this, when I saw that Minneapolis, the city of Minneapolis, was commandeering empty hotels to have homeless people in there, I was thinking an autonomous zone in Minneapolis it gives people the incentive. Oh, I'm homeless. I didn't have a house. I didn't have anywhere to live. I was sleeping on the street. And then all of a sudden, the police leave, right? And then people say, okay, we just cleared out a hotel, and they're giving me a place to stay. That gives people a vested interest in keeping the autonomous state of that zone, and I was thinking that's just amazing. It's amazing. And they're doing it in Seattle. So I don't know how long this is going to last, but this is a nice little photo thread here. You're entering free Capitol Hill. It is, they have put signs around, they have put barricades around, they're putting markings all over the place. This is no longer in the United States of America. And this is what I was talking about weeks ago. I was saying what I want to see out of this is not states. I was on a show called Not Safe for Wonks, and we were having a discussion about what could possibly happen. Could the United States change into multiple states? Could it balkanize and so forth? My thing was state lines don't mean anything. I think the city lines are the most, those are the things that are in play, and not even really city lines, as this is a zone within a city, right? If we start seeing Minneapolis, right, they have a semi-autonomous zone at the moment. Seattle, at this moment, has a semi-autonomous zone. Obviously, the police or the military could come in and kill everyone if they wanted to, but that's on them, right? If they're not going to do that, then they're not going to do that, right? That's the thing, is calling their bluff. And that's what I love. If the police and the military want to come in here and kill thousands of people, by all means, see what happens. Fuck around and find out. But this is one of the things where, again, if they can create an autonomous zone, what they can do is they can commandeer hotels, have homeless people be housed, right? Have people from all around Seattle that are homeless go to this autonomous zone, say, you know what? I like it here. Thank you. You're saving my life. That's going to create community solidarity, right? And again, the state can crush this at any moment, right? But if they do, there are going to be consequences, right? That's the thing, is this is creating a situation where people have a vested interest in maintaining the autonomous zone. I love the term autonomous zone, by the way. It's just, I don't know, it sounds badass. It has a Z in it, Z is a good letter. But it's one of those things where, again, if you're not under the purview of the United States government, all of a sudden, life is way better. All of a sudden, you've got somewhere to fucking sleep at night. All of a sudden, you've got food for your family. All of it, and that's the thing, is when people start realizing, right, all across the country, it's like, oh, we can just burn down a police department, or not burn it down, whichever one happens, and then we can just create barricades around a few city blocks, and then we can just do whatever we want. And it's like, this is happening in Minneapolis. This is happening in Seattle. What's next? New York? What's next? DC? You'd absolutely love to see that, wouldn't you? This is a thing that if this happens all across the country, if we can have these autonomous zones that say survive for months, it's possible, without a crackdown, right? It's possible that these areas could survive in this state for months. What if people started to migrate to these autonomous zones? I might, if I had the money, if I had the money and a connection, I would say, all right, I'll move in, and like that's the thing. It's like, if it's an autonomous zone based on community solidarity, do I need to worry about finding a job? Do I need to worry about fucking paying rental fees? I don't know. Maybe I can just go there, help people out, hand out food, fucking maybe organize some other, events and protests and organize other things, and I'm good to go. And that's the thing, is you don't need to work at a McDonald's 9 to 5 in order to subsist in a society. That's just what society wants you to think. They want you to work menial, pointless labor. But in this environment, right, there are people out there that their basic needs are taken care of. They've got food, they've got water, right? They've got doctors, they've got medics, right? Homeless people have houses, right? What else do you need, right? If you've got all of your basic needs met, and it's like those basic needs being met depends on the survival of this autonomous area in Seattle, you have a vested interest in maintaining the autonomous zone in Seattle. And therefore, it's a feedback loop, okay? That's the thing, is you can detach yourself from the society that you live in, go somewhere else, have everything taken care of, and all you need to do is take care of others. And it's beautiful. This is anarchism. This is how it works. You've got people that are trained in all different fields. No one is acting like they're better than anyone else. Maybe there are. I don't know. I can't say. I don't live in Seattle. But, ostensibly from what I see, no one's acting like they're better than anyone else. We're all equals here. We all have our own talents. We all have our own, abilities. We're all going to use those abilities. We're going to use those talents to help one another, to create a safe environment without terrorists. The police are a terrorist organization. They are there to maximize damage to human life and to minimize damage to rich people's property. That is their sole purpose. They have no other reason for existing. They are a terrorist organization. They want to instill fear in you so that you obey the laws. And the laws are never fair. The laws are never just. They are terrorists. So what do you do when you get rid of terrorists from your community? All of a sudden, shit gets way better. And this is the thing. It's like, this is the second semi-autonomous zone to pop up. Who knows how it's going to end? Who knows if it's going to end, It reminds me of Rahava. And maybe it's going to pop up everywhere else in the country. What if New York City becomes an autonomous zone? What if Portland becomes an autonomous zone? What if DC has an autonomous zone? What if Miami has one? What if Chicago? What if Detroit? What if they all did? What if it was just like every city has an area that is not directly under the purview of the United States government? Wouldn't that be pretty cool? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. And get back to me what you think about it. Because this is the best news of the day, of the week. This is the best news of the month, of the year. This is possible. We can organize a society right now. We don't need to wait until November. We don't need to wait until the midterms. We don't need to wait until the Senate term is over for whoever's in office. We can organize a better society right now. All it takes is numbers and people that are dedicated to it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Again, this shit makes me cry. I woke up and I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna cry. And then I came, and then I cried, and then I made a mixture of my tears and my cum, and then I drank it, and now I'm recording YouTube videos. So again, it's just, wow, it's amazing. It's amazing. God damn it. You just absolutely love to see it. I don't know what else to say. If this is happening in any